Hi everybody, it is day 4 and we are ready to find the area of a regular polygon given just one dimension in the polygon. So just a quick reminder, remember that area is equal to half of the apothem times the perimeter of the polygon. So we are going to use trig today, so be ready for that. Alright, so in number 1 we have an octagon. With a side length of 7. So with that given side length, so remember we want the apothem and the perimeter with this, with the given side length of 7, we know that our perimeter will be 7 inches times 8 sides, which is a total of 56. So that part was pretty nice and straightforward. But now we need to find the apothem. So to find the apothem, we are going to draw in that right triangle that we were working with yesterday. So we need to find the apothem here. We know that this part is the radius, and we know that this part right here, which is half the side, is 7/2 or 3.5, because we're going to cut that side in half. Okay, and then remember to solve this, we need to solve for this angle right here. So to do that, we're going to draw our right triangle off to the side. So we have our apothem, the radius, and half of a side length, which is 3.5. And then we know this is a right triangle, and we are going to solve for that angle, which we've been calling alpha. So we're going to solve for alpha, we're going to do 360 divided by, there are 8 triangles for central angles, and so if we have 2 right triangles in each of those, we can do 8 times 2, so we can do 360 divided by 16, or if you want to do 360 divided by 8 and then think about cutting that in half, you can do it that way as well. So 360 divided by 8 for that central angle is 45, and half of that is 22.5. So there is our angle, 22.5 degrees right here. So we don't really care about the radius because that's not part of our equation, so now we're just going to solve for the apothem. So we'll call this A, and we're going to use the tangent function because we've got the opposite and the adjacent. So the tangent of 22.5 is equal to the opposite, 3.5 over A, and we're going to evaluate tangent of 22.5. That's equal to 0.4142, and that's equal to 3.5 over A. If we put this over 1, we can cross multiply. We get 3.5 is equal to 0.4142 times A. When we divide 3.5 by 0.4142, we get that A is equal to 8.5 when we round to the nearest tenth. So our apothem is 8.5. And now we just need to solve for our area. So our area is equal to half of the apothem times the perimeter. We get, use our handy dandy calculator here, 238 square inches. Whoops, 238 square inches. Alright, so that's it. So basically we are finding the area using the area is equal to 1/2 A times P when we are given one length in a regular polygon. So if you think you've got it, you can go ahead and pause now or stop now and jump into the homework assignment. You've got, I think, 5 of these for homework, but I've got 2 more examples, so let's go ahead and work through those. Alright, in example number 2, get rid of some of this stuff up here. We have how many sides do we have on this one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It looks like we have a nonagon. Alright, so Remember that area is equal to 1/2 AP. We are looking for our apothem and our perimeter. So we have 9 sides, and each side is 2 miles long. So 2 times 9 gives us a perimeter of 18 miles. And now we need to find our apothem. So we've got our apothem goes from the center and is perpendicular to the side. And we're going to make a right triangle with the radius and half of that side. And I'm just going to go ahead and redraw that triangle over here. So we've got our apothem, our radius, our side length, which is just 1 mile, and then we're going to solve for, remember that this is alpha, so alpha is equal to, alright, so theta is the central angle, so 360 divided by 9 central angles gives us 40 degrees, and alpha is half of that, so that's 20 degrees. And then we've got, again, relative to the 20 degrees, we've got the opposite and the adjacent, so we're going to use the tangent ratio to solve for alpha. So the tangent of 20 is equal to 1 over a. The tangent of 20 degrees is 0.3640 when rounded 4 decimal places. And that's equal to 1 over a. And when we cross multiply, we get 1 is equal to 0.364a. So 1 divided by 3.640 is 2.7 when rounded to the nearest tenth. So a is equal to 2.7. So now we can go ahead and solve for our area of our regular polygon. So the area is equal to half of the apothem, or the apothem, times the perimeter. And then we use our calculator. We get that the area is approximately 24.3 square miles. So there's number 2. Alright, and we'll go ahead and scroll down for number 3. Number 3 actually gives us a total perimeter instead of a side length. And so that makes the finding the perimeter very obvious, but then we have to find the side length. So again, remember that the area is equal to half of the apothem times the perimeter. We need to know what the apothem is. We also need to know the perimeter. The perimeter here is 25 kilometers. That's been given to us. Alright, so to find the apothem, let's draw it in and let's look at our right triangle. So here's our apothem, our radius for our right triangle, and then this is going to be half of the side. So remember, if your perimeter is 25 and we have a pentagon, so there's 5 sides, then 25 divided by 5 for our side length is 5. So one side length is 5 kilometers, but in our right triangle we're only looking at half of that, so that's 2.5. Let's take a look at our right triangle. So we've got, this is 2.5, we want to know our apothem, and then we need to solve for alpha. So remember theta, again, is the central angle, so that's 360 degrees by, there are 5 central angles, so divide by 5 and you get 72. And alpha in the right triangle is half of that, so that's 36 degrees. And so we're going to use that to solve for our triangle. So again, we've got opposite over adjacent. The tangent of 36 is equal to 2.5 over a. The tangent of 36 is equal to 0.7265 when rounded 4 decimal places. Put that over 1, that's equal to 2.5 over a. And we're going to cross multiply. 1 times 2.5 is 2.5. And 0.7265 times A. So 2.5 divided by 0.7265 is 3.4 when rounded to the nearest tenth. And that's the length of our apothem. And now we can go ahead and solve for the area. We're going to erase my angle work up here real quick. So the area is equal to half of 3.4 times 25. And that is approximately 42.5 square miles. All right, so that's it. That is the last day of area of regular polygons. So we can now find the area using one side length. So check your homework in CUDA Works and get that done. Have a good day. Bye.